Welcome to Awaken Your Soul's Unlimited Potential. My name is Eva and I'm so happy to have you here with me. And today I want to talk about releasing past guilt and shame because I've realized that a lot of people get stuck on who they were in the past. Because here's the thing, right? I think based on how most of us were actually raised, with religion, with our families, even with the teachers that probably taught us all the way to, adulthood, we were taught to hold on to the guilt and the shame that we got from any kind of failure that we experience. If you sinned according to religion, of course, that meant that you're going to go to hell. So sinning meant that you're unworthy. If you failed in an exam, you probably disappointed your parents, you probably disappointed your teacher, and they made you feel so guilty for that kind of shame. And a lot of us carry this guilt and shame with us all through our adulthood, and we tend to even pass that along now to the children that we have, the children that we're guiding currently in our lives. It really doesn't serve us at all, because the minute you get stuck on who you were in the past, it actually prevents you from moving on and making better choices, to create a better version of yourself. We keep recreating the same experiences that we've had in the past because we feel so unworthy and so undeserving because of all the mistakes we made in the past. I mean, look at even an example of an alcoholic, right? They've been an alcoholic, they've made so many mistakes, they've stolen money, they've lied, they've cheated, they've disappointed so many people. And for a lot of them, because of that guilt and shame, and because they feel so unworthy and so undeserving, they feel like even if I change right now, like I'd still be alone. I've disappointed all these people, like it will not make any difference. So let me just continue drinking, because drinking and escaping is so much easier. And a lot of us are stuck in this kind of situations whereby you're like, I made a mistake with dating this person, I made a mistake with getting married to this person. Because we're so ashamed of that mistake, because we don't want other people to judge us or view us in a different way. Once we decide to leave this relationship, we decide to hold on to the guilt and shame of our mistake and continue getting stuck in this, whatever situation we've created for ourselves. And that can actually transcend so many life areas. And here's the thing, right? You are not a victim of your past. You actually don't have to be a victim of your past. What happens is that the kind of future that you want to create for yourself, it all depends on what you're doing currently. But you cannot create your future if you're constantly looking at the past at who you were. Your past doesn't have to define you. Including, and your past, I'm not even talking about years or months or days ago. I'm talking about even who you were in the last minute, right? Because a lot of us, because of that guilt and shame, you're like, okay, so today I woke up and I decided I wanted to go and exercise, but because I failed to make that commitment in the morning, I'm just not going to honor that commitment. I failed, let me try again another day. But that's not the case. The minute that you have the realization right now that I could have done better, I could be better, you can actually start making different choices right now and becoming a better version of yourself. But if you're constantly stuck on who you were in the past, remember, this is also another way of your ego distracting you from what you need to do. Because again, your ego is hell bent on keeping you in your comfort zone. So if your comfort zone is drinking yourself into a stupor daily, it will constantly make sure that it keeps you there. And the perfect way of doing that is by constantly making you feel guilt and shame for all the mistakes you made in the past. So because you'll be feeling guilty, you're not able to make any choices to improve yourself. So if you're not aware of that, you're constantly going to be bogged down by who your past experiences. But your past experiences don't have to define who you are becoming or who you want to be in this moment. And also in the current world we're living in, that a lot of people don't like giving each other benefit of doubt. Maybe today you lied to someone, maybe you stole something, and someone else will have this view of, this is a thief, this is a cheater, I'm never going to trust them again. And because of that particular assumption they have of you, you don't even try to be a better person, because you're like, you know what, they already think I'm a bad person, I'd just as well stay as a bad person and continue fueling the whatever notion that they have of me, right? That's much easier. But it seems easier at the moment, but it's actually a harder path because it keeps you stuck and unable to become again a better version of yourself. So letting go of guilt and shame is such a big and healing thing that you can do for yourself. I know for me, the mistakes I made in the past, I carried with them with me for such a long time. It wasn't until I went through my dark night of the soul back in 2019 where I was forced to look within. And actually, the exercise that really helped me with releasing all this past karma, all these past experiences that I had been carrying with me, was just learning to forgive. First of all, I had to learn how to forgive myself for my mistakes. There are so many days I wake up and I don't honor the commitments that I have for myself. So am I gonna get stuck in that and ask myself, like, why did I make this mistake today? Why didn't I honor my goals? Why didn't I finish this particular task? No. What I normally do is that I forgive myself for that mistake, and like, here's the essential point, right? Forgive yourself and then aim to be better the next day. Another thing that a lot of people get stuck in is that they don't bother trying because they think that it's such a hard journey to undertake, like, giving up alcohol is such a difficult task, right? But you don't realize that a lot of people who've actually succeeded in life, they didn't make like a huge leap of whatever jump to where they currently are. They did it in small incremental steps, and those small incremental steps also meant that they failed a couple of times, and that was okay. But even with their failure, they chose to learn from their failures, because the expectation of the world is that you have to be 100% this. If you're not this, then you're a failure, and that's not always the case. So that also means that your journey to get into the 100% doesn't have to always be perfect. Tell yourself that it is okay to fail. Tell yourself that it is okay to fall down a couple of times. It doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is that you wake up at each and every turn. Don't stay down. Don't let the universe or the world hold you down. No, stand up and say, you know what? I fell down now, but I'm gonna keep on my path. And the more you're stubborn, the more you keep on pushing past the ego's attempts to keep you limited, to keep you in your comfort zone, you'll find yourself getting to becoming 100%, to becoming a better version of yourself, much easier and easier the more further you move along the path. But the minute you choose to let your ego convince you otherwise, the minute you choose to listen to what the people around you are telling you when they tell you that you will never change, everyone can change. I completely believe that it's possible for everyone to change. You've had so many stories of people who had the most solid past, and then all of a sudden something happened just to shift their mindset in that particular moment. I'll give you a perfect example. Reverend Michael Beckwith, famous teacher from the movie Secret, he talks about there's a particular period in his lifetime before he began his path right now that he was actually arrested and he was almost going to jail. And through some divine intervention, he actually ended up being released. And based on that, he was actually able to completely change his life. So if such a person is capable of doing that, and there are so many examples out here, people who are criminals who decided to give it up and embrace a better life. So many people all over the world have been able to overcome such dire situations and become the best versions of themselves, and there's no difference between those people and you. So never sit down and think that I'm going to be stuck in this situation forever and ever. The only person who's keeping you stuck is yourself and your own belief system. But the minute you start tapping into your own power and starting to realize that I am capable of being better, I am capable of becoming a better version of myself, the easier and easier it will be for you to take the next step to get yourself out of that situation. So again, I will re-emphasize, guilt and shame does not serve you. Start learning to, first of all, give yourself permission to let yourself fail. It's okay to fall down a couple of times. It's okay to fail as many times as you want. But don't let that keep you down. Keep on moving. Show yourself compassion. Show yourself love. Don't listen to anyone around you. The person's opinion that should only matter is the opinion that you have towards yourself. It doesn't matter if the outside world tells you how unworthy, how undeserving, how not enough you are. It does not matter as long as you are not believing that, and you yourself are telling yourself how worthy, how deserving, how enough you are. It doesn't matter if the whole world is against you. You have the power to actually change and shift their perspective. Okay, so believe in yourself so much. If you resonate with everything I've shared with you, comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And also, if you're new to my channel and if you haven't yet subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any content I share out here. And to say thank you so much for tuning in and watching this video. Up to this point, I prepared a beautiful quantum flow meditation to help you release all this negative feelings that you have towards yourself, all the stress, all the anxiety that you've been carrying over and over again, and help you to tap into inner states of tranquility, inner states of peace, of bliss, of calmness within just a couple of minutes. So if you resonate with this and you like access to my quantum flow meditation, you can check out the link down below in the description box. And also, if you're ready to tap into your emotional, mental, physical, spiritual, energetic well-being, if you're ready to release all your emotional wounds that you've been carrying from your past trauma, from all those experiences that you've had from childhood until now that have been keeping you stuck and unable to move on with your life, if you're ready to release all the stuck energy that's in your nervous system, because here's the thing, your nervous system records all these experiences, right? So you keep on attracting the same people, the same experiences over and over again, because all this energy, the vibration you're sending out, is based on who you are in the past. So if you're ready to release that, get the energy flowing again, get you to tap into higher states of energy, higher vibrations of well-being in all of these areas, you can book a discovery call down below and ask any question you might have about a quantum flow session, and I hope you will give me an opportunity to serve you in this beautiful way. A second modality I work with is called Akashic Soul Realignment, which is based on working with Akashic records, and it's all about discovering your soul identity and discovering what particular lessons your soul came here to learn. A lot of people don't even know what they're inherently gifted at. They assume that just because they can't sing, they can't dance, they can't cook like that person that they see, then they are not gifted. But here's the thing, each of us has our own inherent gifts that we were gifted by God. So if you're ready to tap into the kind of gifts that God gave you, God created your soul to have, that you can actually leverage to create a better human experience for yourself, if you're ready to actually raise your vibration, access the lessons that your soul came here to learn based on the negative choices that you made in your past life that your soul came here to resolve by making better choices. Because here's the thing, you came here attracting the same people, the same experiences, because they're an energetic match to who you are and at a soul level. So if you're not aware of the mistakes that you made, you'll keep on making the same mistakes over and over again. Actually, a majority of us make the same mistakes over and over again. It only takes a lot of pain and a lot of suffering for us to realize that we can do better. But if you're tired of the pain and suffering, take this as an opportunity and a chance that your soul is just telling you that it is time to release this negative karma that's been keeping you down, keeping you stuck for so long. So if you'd like to learn more, make sure that you book a discovery call with me, ask any questions you might have for me, and hopefully book a session with me so I can help you heal in this powerful and amazing way with the Akashic Records. For now, I'm sending you so much love, and I hope I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.